Hello, hello. This is G-Man once again, here to give you another week one matchup. Starts and sits between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. This is, according to Vegas, and I think a lot of odds makers, currently one of the highest, biggest spread games. I think last I saw, Philly was a minus 9.5 favorite. So with that, let's get into the offense of the Philadelphia Eagles. I think right away you have to start Carson Wentz as your QB1. A lot of upside with him. I know there's been kind of a reputation with him in the past couple seasons. Can he stay healthy? But for week one, I think you're hoping that he is going to be healthy. And with how good this offense looks on paper, yeah, go ahead and give Carson Wentz a start here. I'm also going to recommend you start Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders. And I know there's people like myself and others out in the fantasy football community that have very high expectations on Miles Sanders. But I think for now, and with the history of Doug Peterson, they'll probably stick to a committee at the beginning unless Miles Sanders can separate himself and show that he is the elite running back, because he does have three down talent. But I'm going to say go ahead, give Jordan Howard your RB2 or RB3 spot, depending on how deep your active rosters are. Give Miles Sanders your flex, because he will, even if he doesn't get the amount of rushing attempts that Jordan Howard will get, because of that, some teams like to give the veterans more of the rushing attempt work, like we saw last night with the Chicago Bears, Mike Davis, between him and David Montgomery. I still think Miles Sanders provides value with, especially this matchup, with his pass catching ability. Also going to recommend you start Alshon Jeffrey, wide receiver 2. And I'm also going to finish this off by saying Zach Ertz. I mean, you have to start him. The guy set a record last year for tight ends having the most receptions in a single season. The guy's a monster. Wentz loves to go to him. When Foles was there, he loved to go to him. Like, it doesn't matter. Ertz is going to eat no matter what. And I think you also have to start their defense and special teams. They have a pretty solid defense, and especially against this Washington team that just has a lot of question marks right now, has maybe some upside with young talent, but just I think it's a safe play you could put in their defense and special teams. The sits, I'm going to say Deshaun Jackson. I know some people might be high in the upside of Deshaun Jackson coming back home to Philadelphia, but just for me personally, I know he's dealing with that broken ring finger. Could end up having big catches here and there, but with a wide receiver that needs to catch the ball, I'm just not going to feel confident about someone that has a broken finger. I'm also going to say to sit J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Love him a lot. One of the best rookie talents to come out of the 2019 NFL draft. But I got to see it first. There's a lot of mouths to feed in this offense, so I want to see that his preseason production can carry over into the regular season, and maybe down the road he's someone who will be a weekly start. But for now, I'm going to say sit. And I'm also going to say sit on Dallas Goedert. Like him a lot. Picked him up late in some of my leagues as a late round backup tight end. If anything was to happen to Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert has immediate value. Even with Zach Ertz in the lineup, Dallas Goedert was still worked into. But I just think it's a safer pick to say Zach Ertz is your start. Dallas Goedert is your sit. Okay, moving on to the Washington Redskins. For starts, not really a lot of people here. I'm going to say you can start Darius Geis, I guess, as your running back 3 or flex, depending on how deep your roster is. Darius Geis was probably one of my favorite rookie running back talents that came out of the 2018 NFL draft. But as everybody who pays attention to fantasy football or football knows, he suffered a season-ending ACL injury before the season started. So we haven't really got to see it yet. There's been talks off-season and, leading up to the game that he'll get the workload, but we're going to have to wait and see on that. Hopefully that ACL tear is behind him now and he can show the talent that he is capable of. And another one that I'm going to say you can start in this matchup, who I think is a sneaky start, is my boy Trey Quinn. Here's a guy that was taken very last in the 2018 NFL draft, becoming affectionately known as Mr. Irrelevant, but someone such as myself that loves to just do film study or just review tape of rookies that come out of the draft. He was honestly one of my favorite talents that I saw in that draft, believe it or not. He only got 9 targets last year and had 8 receptions, but still was given no work last year. But as I'm sure people who know Case Keenum. He loves to throw to that short and intermediate range and loves to utilize the slot. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you can start Trey Quinn, maybe put him in as your flex, and especially in PPR leagues, he could be one of the few offensive pieces that provides you some value. Moving on to the sits, we're going to go with Adrian Peterson. Look, he still was able, even in his older age now as a running back, he was able to accumulate 1,000 yards last year, but it looks like he's going to be a game-time decision, and head coach Jay Gruden is saying he's not calling off the possibility that he will be deemed inactive. So at the time of this video, Friday, we're going to have to say you're just going to have to leave him as a sit and just put in Geis if you have him. The other sits are going to be Jordan Reed. I believe he's still, as I last saw, in concussion protocol. And that guy, poor guy, great talent, just can't catch a break. Always dealing with injuries one way or another. If he is to play in this game, he's a possible start for you. But as far as I know, I don't know if he will be active or not. And the other two sits I'm going to say are going to be rookies, Terry McLaurin and Kelvin Harmon. Terry McLaurin, the rookie from Ohio State. If Dwayne Haskins is ever going to potentially take over the starting quarterback role with this offense, yeah, you could argue that him and Terry McLaurin would already have a built-in established connection back at Ohio State, and he provides good value as a talent as well. Kelvin Harmon, one of my favorite rookies that came out of the 2019 NFL Draft, 6th round, I believe, pick from NC State. Guy's got amazing talent. But again, with these rookies, because of the situation that they're dealing with offensively and as a team in total, I'm just not going to feel confident telling you to start them. So that's going to be it for Week 1 matchup between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Redskins. Have a good one.